Okay, so we want to talk about Apache Ant today. Before that, I would like to know few questions from you. As you know, Apache Ant is build tool. Okay, build tool. It is a build tool. But what does it mean about build tool? Any idea about? You have to give
It
me some
does
output. So I want to get 5 inputs from you guys. What exactly the build tool does?
it does compilation,
Compilation. Okay. What else?
Will test it.
remove unwanted files,
Remove unwanted files.
clean up,
Unwanted files. What else?
packaging,
Packaging. Okay, I need inputs from everyone, not from only one people.
We can deploy that.
You can deploy. What else?
We can test it.
Harsha.
display message, echo.
Yeah. Echoing. Displaying message. Harsha, are you there?
Dependency management we can do, right?
Dependencies management.
And we will create properties.
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 Okay, I'm just. Harsha, are you out of this meeting?
I think he told right he will come get some office emails. So might be he was.
Okay. Okay, so no problem. We'll share the videos with him.
Yeah.
Okay. So he was here actually. Just a second. Let me. Because this is the first session for him. So we should not miss. So I was asking some of the questions like we are learning Apache and today, and everyone knows like it's a build tool. So we were discussing about what is the properties of the build tool. So we have got many options from Rajesh and Satya: compilation, remove unwanted file, packaging, deployment, displaying message, dependency management, and property. What else? Can you give
And
us few more inputs from
and
your side?
creating a repository.
Okay, creating a repository, it's not a property, it's a
No, not repository. Creating directory.
directory. Yeah.
Calling one build file from another build file.
Yeah, calling one build file from another build file.
Creating targets.
Another. Okay, so we have got good inputs. So let's put it something like this. We compile the code, we remove unwanted files. That is something like we do the cleaning. Okay, we do the compilation. So we do compile. Okay, we do the packaging. Okay, we deploy through build tools. We display message. We manage the dependencies management. We play with the properties, directory creation. Okay, so everything we do that. Just imagine we do not have any Apache Ant. So are you going to do this thing manually every time? And if I ask you, okay, you go ahead and do this thing manually every day, but what about if I ask you 10 times in a day the same process to be done? So won't you get frustrated?
Yes.
Definitely you'll get frustrated because you are the human. You are not able supposed to do such kind of stuff, which is kind of repetitive things. So in that case, what you want to do? You want to automate the procedures. All these procedures, whatever you said, you go to automate it. So you need a tool for that. How can you automate it? So you need a tool for that.
Continuous integration.
Yeah. So that is the reason we have a build tool like Apache Ant. Okay. Apache Ant is a build tool. which will help you to automate the building procedures. It could be compilation, it could be cleaning, it could be packaging, it could be deployment, it could be dependencies management, it could be creating directory and sort of. It could be calling any other scripts as well, you know. So we need Apache tool. Apache has some distinct feature. Okay, we can discuss. Apache and has been developed by Apache organization. Okay, that is called Apache org. Okay, it is developed using Java. Okay, that means it has inbuilt support for Java. Inbuilt support for Java. Okay, support for Java. For Java. Okay, it is open source and it's a free of cost. It is open source and free. Okay, it is built-in support for Java. It has many functionalities for Java, but that does not mean you cannot use any other third-party tools and technology. You can use it uh, any platform. You can use any tools, any external tools, technology, basically technology. Okay, integration with other tools is possible with Java. Like for example, if you want to integrate with your SVN or CVS or JUnit, so integration is easy with third-party tool. So these are the properties of Apache Ant. Okay, it is developed by Apache.org. It is based on the Java. It's inbuilt support for Java. So that's the reason we have many more functionalities suitable for Java. It's again open source and free, and many external tools which you can use. Technology you can use it using Ant. So it does not mean if it is developed by Java and using Java, then you should only use the Java. It can support any other languages. We have a task for that as well. Integration with the third party tool is usually like CVS, SVN, JUnit, or any Java doc or sort of things. So it is easy. Okay, so that is the reason we use it. But most important things, why do we use this Apache Ant? Apart from these advantages, these are the things we use. We want to automate build procedures, and to automate the build procedures, you can use many languages. Okay, automate the build process. You can use any language. You can use she also to automate the build process. You can use shell scripting. You can you can use dash batch commands. You can use Perl, Python. But why do we use Apache Ant? Because it's easy to automate the build procedures and easy to learn. Okay, so it automate the build process. Why? Because it's easy to learn. Okay, so if you are not coming from the non background, easy to maintain, easy to learn, easy to maintain. Okay, easy to implement. Okay, that's the reason we do not use any other tool like C programming or any other programming or Java programming for Java automation. We use some other tools like Ant. Okay, just because of disadvantage. Now we discuss about why do we use Apache Ant? What is all about Apache? Now let's start talking about how do we install Apache Ant. Okay, so Apache installation is easy. Okay, I'm not going to spend much of the time. How to install Apache Ant? Okay, I want you to install and try it out, but I'm going to talk about this stuff. You need two stuff. One is JDK you need. Okay. Second thing, you need Apache Ant version, Apache Ant software. So Apache Ant software you can install, download it from Apache Ant ant.apache.org file. You just type it in Google. Let's say Apache Ant download. Okay, here you get it, the first one, and here you have a three kind of packages. Depends upon you which one you want it. You can download it, keep it in some location, and that location you can set an environment variable that is called Apache home. Okay, wherever you copy, just set that same environment, same the directory, put it on the environment variable with ant home. Okay, make sure you are having Java home set as you are installing Java uh, JDK. And third thing, if you want your ant to be called on any command line, so basically if you don't want to give the whole path during the running the commands, then you set the ant home hyphen bin, basically add in path variable. Okay, so that way you can call any time up Apache and from anywhere in the directory, from anywhere. You don't have to give the full path of your executable. Okay, so this is the way how you install it. You download the JDK from oracle.com, Apache and from the apache.org. You set the two environment, ant home, Java home, and also you add this ant home bin to the path. Is that clear?
Yes.
Okay. Next thing is how to install. We have done it. Okay. How to verify it. How to verify. So verifying the Apache ant is easy. Just you type ant and it will show you two messages. And in fact, not Apache ant. Any tools you just if you have installed in and if you type their commands and if you say command is not found, that means it's not installed or not configured properly. If it is installed, then it will look for some display message, help message, or something like that. Same goes with Apache Ant also. So I'm getting creating one directory, Ant one. Okay, I'll go to this directory, Ant one. I type Ant. Okay, and it says it look for that default behavior is like whenever you type Ant, default behavior is like, oh, strange. Apache Ant was there, so I have to.
Well, successful.
Yeah, Apache and build file was there in that. So let me create one new directory. I did not notice the directory was already available. I think we created last time. Okay, so you type and by default, by nature, and will look for the build file, build.xml. Okay, that means ant install. If you want to know which version has been installed, then ant space hyphen version, and it says like which version you have installed, 1.9.5. Okay, so we verify ant hyphen version my ant is installed. Next thing is how to use it. Next question is how to use it. Before how to use it, you have to know what you need to use the command. So basically what you need to execute ant. So basically you need build.xml file. Okay, this is the file where it's getting stored every time. Okay, this is the time. Just a second, hold on 1 minute. So we were talking about how to execute an ant. So you need a build file. So does it hard coded like you always need a build file build.xml? Okay, yes, you have to have a, if you want to work on ant, you have to have a build file, and it could be your build.xml or you can name it with some other file, but it has to be .xml file. Okay, so Apache and configuration support only XML. Okay, and you have to create a build.xml file, but you can name it with any other file. So next question is how to execute it. How to execute Apache Ant. Okay, how to execute Apache Ant. So just if your file name is build.xml, you just type in the go to that particular directory and you type ant, or you can type the relative path also, depends on you. And if your file name is different than build.xml, then you type file name.xml. Okay, but you add hyphen f arguments. Okay, is that clear?
Yes.
Okay, so now till now we talked about how to why we use build tools, what is Apache Ant, what are the advantages of Apache Ant, how to install it, okay, and how to verify it, what you need to execute Apache Ant, okay, how to execute Apache Ant. But now the next and important question is like how we going to write how to write build.xml, because that's most important question, right? Before
Yes.
understanding about the how to write a build.xml, you need to understand what to write in build.xml. And as you have mentioned here, this is the stuff you're going to write. So let me just copy paste it in the below part, whatever you guys have told me. Okay, how to write, before that what to write. Okay, you're going to write all this logic. So this is your pseudocode. Basically, you're going to write a code to compile the code. You're going to clean the code. So let's put it in that different language. Let's put someone a standard language. Okay. So first thing, let's say compile. Okay. Next point,
Clean.
clean. Third point,
Rajesh, first we need to do the cleanup, right?
yeah,
Pre-cleanup.
we'll separate it all together, batch separately.
Okay.
Okay. So first point was compile. Second point you said clean. Third point you said package. Fourth thing you said deploy. Okay, fine. Fifth thing you said display. Display. Seventh, sorry, sixth thing you said management, dependencies management. Okay. Dependency management. Okay. Properties. You said property. You said the properties also. Okay. And also you said creating a directory. Creating a directory. And then calling one other file. So that's okay. So let's, as of now, we will discuss about this option and this option in advanced and let's consider rest of the 7 items. Okay. Maybe deployment also will put it in advance. Okay. So now let's compile, clean, package, displaying the message, deploy. Let's take it out of it. Display the message, dependency also. Let's take it. Properties, and then creating a directory. So these are the tasks you do as part of your automation process. So let's do it through Apache Ant. Okay. So as I stated first time, you are going to create a build.xml. This is your build.xml. Okay, build.xml. And guys, stop me whenever you have any questions because understanding has to be better. If you don't understand, stop me and ask me the questions once again. Okay. So now we are going to write a build.xml. So now we have to remember few rules. Whenever you write a build.xml, we have to remember elements. But there's not so many elements. Okay. First is project. Project. Second
Typo
is
is there. Typo is there.
hello. Oh yeah. Sorry about
Yeah.
project. Second is property. Okay. Third is target. And fourth is task.
Task.
Task is not element. The task is nothing but these are the tasks. Okay. These are the tasks. So whenever you write any build.xml, first you have to start with project and end with the project. Remember, every project has to have a name. Okay. So let's give this name my first program. Okay. Your project name is my first program and ending the project element done. So this is my build.xml. Next thing, you want to set some property. So let's say property name. I'm just setting up some dummy property. We will modify it. Name is equal to and their value is equal to Raj, or maybe let's say some different property. Build. So we need a, let's say property, some of the property let's set like for building infrastructure you need a 4 building directory. So let's do one thing, we'll set the property later point of the time. Let's skip it for this time, for now, for a few minutes. Okay, now let's come and talk about
Targets.
targets. So let's say property, we'll skip it and let's jump to the target. Target should be having also name. Okay, so I'd say first. So now what we did, I created a target elements here and ending target element. That's all. So you need only few things. You need a project, you need a property, you need a target, and one is tasks. Okay. So this is all about your project. And this is all about the build XML you have to know. Rest of the things you can enhance based upon your learnings, based upon the requirements. So as of now, I have to compile it. Okay, so as I said, these are nothing but a tasks. So I want to have to refer it tasks. So Apache and tasks. This is the list which help you to see that uh, this is the consolidated list basically which has all the Apache and tasks. So whenever you find like this has more than 100, whenever you find like some of the requirements you want to know, you have to come this place, you have to go through this and you have to find out your suitable task. Okay. For now, I know most of the tasks, so I am going blindly. But for the first timer, you have to use, you have to spend some time, go through each of these tasks and understand about it. Okay, so this is the task you have to do that. Everyone has to do that. But some of the frequent use tasks I'm going to discuss as part of the our beginner training and then vast end training. Okay, so as you stated, we have to compile it. So the what is the compilation? You have to do that. You need to compile it. Before that, you need a source code for it. Is that correct? Okay. So
Yes.
we will create one hello.java program. But before that, let's put the compilation task. So I know that compilation task name is javec. So I'll just copy the javec. Oops, what I did. Javec, and then you have to read it. If you're here, it's good to read and understand it, and you'll know lots of other options. But for time being, just to start our program, we will copy one of the examples. Okay, first examples here. As part of the target, we copy this first example. Okay, let's say javac source directory, destination directory. Let's get rid of the last three options. Okay, which you don't need. So now it says compile, and you are compiling the source directory src, destination directory build. This is the variable. This is the way you define the variable. Okay, so but now you have to define this variable somewhere. The value has to be there. So now I'm going to define property name is equal to src and value is equal to, let's put it in the src, and value is equal to src folder itself. Let's put it src only directly. Okay, and one more property you have to define is build, because this is the way you are defining the properties here. Build, and let's say build, or output, let's say value output. Now we have defined two variables. This should be, so this should be source directory. So as of now you can see that I have two directory defined, source and build. Both of the names I have defined it here, and the value is source src, and other value is output. But where is this directory? It is not there in your file. So you have to do the creating directory. Okay, so before compilation you have to create the directory. So now let's make it up, this section up. So now for creating a directory we have a task. Okay, so for creating a directory you have a task called mkdir. So I know that, so I am going directly and hitting to the task and just copy the snippet of the example code. But you don't have to do that, because you can read it. For first time you have to read it, build as much understanding you can, and then slowly you will get to it. So I know this mkdir, I have to do that two times because I have a two directory, src and output. So one place it will be src, let's put src, and then second variable name is build, so let's put the build. So I am creating two directory and then compiling it. Okay, so here is your directory, here is your compilation, but I need to copy the source file, because I have created directory, but to compile it, source file, you have to have a source file, right? Something like some programs, it could be any list of programs, it could be one programs as well, right? So you need to copy the properties. So as of now this is not there, you have to copy from somewhere. or you can sync it directly from the GitHub or SVN server or something like that, Profile server, or you can copy it from somewhere. Okay, so let's copy it for time being. Okay, so we need to copy the directory. We have a task called copy. Okay, so I will define this source location later point of the time, but let's put it the task. So I put it the copy file. My file name is hello. Let's copy the directory, so that will be better. Okay, so I'm going to put the source path and destination path later point of time. Okay, no problem with that once we create it as of now. So let's put the task. We created the directory, then we copy the source file. Now we compile it. Before creating the directory, if you are doing the again, okay, let's do that first. We compile it and slowly we'll do that. So now I am copying this file and putting and going into my ant2 directory, creating build.xml, build.xml. Okay, done. Now this is my simple program. This is nothing have. I just said 4 elements is needed. All 4 elements are there. Okay, let me check. I have not copied some of the property file, so it should be here. I will put it under the target because that is the right place. Okay, great. So I have 3 properties as of now.
No, you
mkdir is
are
a task, copy is a task, javik is the task. Okay, yeah, any questions?
Raj, you are doing mistake. I think project is the main root element, right? We need to put that.
Oh yes, thanks. Oh, I deleted somewhere. Okay, it's here, right? It's here.
Yeah.
So we define the project. Let's put it the structure this properly. Here, here, target. I think we should open up with Notepad, so that way it will be more visible to you guys. So let me do that. Now it's better. Okay, so now we have defined few things. Is one property, a two property, few tasks. So what is the task name? Task name is, and we have to close this project as well, as you know that. Here, so we have a project name. This is my build.xml. What is this word value? Okay, yeah, true. Okay, so we have a project name, my first program, property name src, their value is src. Okay, property name build, their value is output. Okay, so we need to create these two directories. So first of all, we are creating it, mkdir src, mkdir build. So it will create src directory and output directory. Now we are copying the files. We need some source file as well. Okay, so it should be some directories. So let me check it out. If they're in ant lib bin, no, it's not there. So let's copy from some sample file from, it should be there. Yeah, so let's copy this file and to What was the directory name? Ant2. Okay, so what we have to do, let's put it in ant1. Yes, yes, we'll copy from this place. So right now I'm putting the file name copy file and
Directory is that and file is through.
just a second. Yeah, so I'm putting the file name file. Okay, this is the wrong file which I'm putting it. It should be here. Copy file. Okay, why is that copying wrong stuff? Okay, and two directories. So I want to put under the source directory. So let's say source src. That's all. So I have done till now. I've created a two directory src and output. I'm copying the source file from one different location to src and then compiling it and putting in the output folder. And this is my script ready. Okay, let's do that. Let's type ant and let's see what happens. It says some typo error is there and we'll resolve it. So 17 number, uh, here we have to put the ending as well. Okay, we did not do that last time. This is the best. Now you see that build is successful. Now if you go here, nothing has happened. Nothing has happened. In fact, on the command prompt also nothing has happened. So what is the problem here? We made that whenever we write a build.xml, our task is right, but we have to add the which one you want to execute, which target you want to execute. So we say it default is equal to first. This name you have to put it, this target name. So that way you can ask Apache Ant to execute only specific target. Okay, so that way if you type ant, then it will do that. But suppose if you don't type the default, then what will happen? Build is successful, but you have to specific. You have to be specific, like first you have to be specific target name. You have to give the as a inputs. Others it will not do that thing. Now you see that you did the specific target name, you specify that, and if you go to the directory here in Apache and it created two directory, Apache output and source, and it copied the one source file and then it compiled the source file and put it and created a class file. But if you type again and nothing will happen. Okay, so it is not a good practice altogether. Let's delete these two files. Okay, so now what I wanted to do is I wanted to set the default. So I put the default is equal to target, sorry, first. Oops. Okay, now we set the your target name first, and then now if you do that ant, and now build is successful, you copy the file into source code, created the class file. Now till now it's okay. Now as we discussed, we did the creating a directory, that is done. We do the compilation, that is done. But what about the cleaning? Cleaning is pending as of now, right? So what we have to do, cleaning has to be done before, because you need a multiple compilation, right? You need a multiple compilation. So what you can do, instead before creating the mkdir, you can delete the mkdir. So we need a task for that. So let's go and find out the task for it, and the task name is delete. I know that, so that's the reason I'm hitting it. but I'll ask everyone to spend some time here and understand it. So I'm going to delete the directory, so that way it will be a cleanup. Okay, so let's delete these two directory which I creating. The name is src. It should be variable name, so I can change one place and every time it will get impacted. Build. So I'm deleting this directory and then refresh. I'm doing the clean. So now if I do the clean, there should not be any error. So first thing, if you see that marking I'm here, is deleting the directory and then creating it and is doing the fresh build. You know, it is doing the fresh build. Okay, so now we have done it. So what else is pending? So now we did the cleaning as well, and now we have to do the packaging. So packaging, it can be from many form. What kind of packaging you want? So you can create a jar, you can create a var, you can create a EAR file, you can zip it. So these are the form of packaging which is supported in Apache Ant. Okay, but you can also create any other scripting, other like install anywhere, but for that there's no task in it in Apache Ant. But what you can do, there's one task which can trigger that command line tool of install anywhere, install shield, that is called exec, which will help you. But let's create a jar package for time being. So for jar package, we have a task called jar. Okay, I'm going to use this particular task name, and it required just a source and destination, just like others, and it's very simple. So remember, you can create a jar only after the compilation, right? So now I will put it, I'll simplify the path, I'll delete rest of the things, I'll put it the jar file under the dist folder, and I'll take it from the where it should be taken from the build folder. So build is there, and let me get rid of this one. It's not needed at all. I'll just simplify, so later point of the time you can create a complex stuff. So I created a jar file using build directory. Okay, and build directory, and I am putting under the dist folder, but you can see there's no dist folder there. So I have to declare it one more variable. So let's declare it here, dist, and then let's put the value is lib. So now we have to create, as we are creating a dist folder, because this is the destination file, so you have to create it also. So let's create one more folder, mkdir dist, so dist. But if you are creating it, you have to clean up also. Okay, so again I am doing the modification at wrong place, if you notice, and you guys also did not notice. Here it should be, this is my build.xml. Okay, so I am going to delete this file, dist mkdir, create this file dist, but we have not set the properties of the dist. So again I have to here dist, and the folder name would be lib. So I created a new variable, I deleted this folder, creating this folder, so now we can use it. Now let's save it and compile it. Now the build is successful. Now let's go and see that file, and we have a lib file which has a app.jar. Okay, so now everything looks good, seems to be look good. What else is pending? So let's go and get it. Package is done, display is not done. This is not good because we will not able to see what exactly is happening. So let's do the display also. Okay, so you in Apache and everything is task, whatever you can, every activity is task. For the displaying also, echo is the task name. Echo here, you can display the message in echo like this. So I just copy this, go to build.xml, and I echo message like this is delete fetch, this is delete, cleanup. This is a cleanup. Let's say this is the cleanup. Next thing, let's say this is init. This is init initiation, something like that. Let's say this is copy, and others let's put under the init only. That's be better. Okay, and let's say this is compile. Okay, and dot, I'll just put it longer one so it will look nicer on log file. And let's say package. Now I just saved it, I compile it, and now it, see, you have a phases like this is cleanup, this is init, this is compile, this is package. So now we have done all these tasks, whatever we discussed, like, and also we use the property, and this is done. So now everything we did it, but there's one challenges in this build.xml. We wrote the build.xml very correct. We are deleting, we are creating, we are let me just, we are compiling, we are packaging, but one thing I'm missing, because our design is not correct. Why? Because what about if I only want to do the compilation? Okay, this is challenges, right? If I want to do only compilation, not any other things, then I won't be able to do that, because everything is in one block, that is in one target. So there's the drawback, right? Don't you think so?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. So what we have to do now,
Dependency.
yeah, so now we have to modular programming. Like if sometime I want to only clean up, then I should only do the cleanup. If I want to only create the directory structure, then only it should be done that one. If I want to only compile or only package, I should be able to do that. So we should create a program like that, modular programming. Okay, so for doing that we have to introduce more targets. Okay, so let's introduce more targets. So how can you introduce that here?
Using tasks.
Yeah, so we can, instead of having one target, we can convert into multiple target. Okay, so I'm just putting it all this section into multiple target, so it will be make I'm just doing typo, I'll correct it after this. Let me put it the block first. Let's delete this. So I converted all these phases into 4 target, and now I will name it, each target name clean.
No, properly name it in the targets. It's missing.
What is that?
No. You are doing that. The target closing and end.
Yeah,
Closing
I'll
and
do
start.
that. Yeah, name is equal to init. Okay, now we will take this as a compile, compile, and then we'll take this name is equal to package. Okay, so now we have got the 4 targets: clean, init, compile, and package. Okay, so now we have got 4 targets, and now if you want to only clean up, so I can do, I can call the target like and clean, and it will code, and but it has failed due to some reason. We will see that. Why is that failed? Clean target, the error message is line number 27. The element type project must be terminated by the, so that means we have a typo error. Okay, so here you see the typo error. Yeah, here you see the typo error. Now it seems to be correct. So now again I am cleaning, and now it's successful. So now if you look at the directory, it has cleaned everything. Got it? So now if I want to only compile, it has failed. Why it has failed? There's a reason for that. If you do the only compilation, then it has to be done this one, because if it is did not find this directory, then it will not compile. It has to be source file, right? It has to be destination file, but these are not at all there. So there's a problem. So what we can do that, we have to compile, but by your compilation target is depend on the init. So now we'll say compile is depends on init. So let's say depends is equal to init. And if I do and compile, then now it's doing successful, because before compilation first it has to be done the init, and then it will do the compiler. So if it is dependencies, then first dependent will be done and then the parent will be done. Okay, it's just like that. But now if you want to do the package, suppose package, again it will fail, because package is a file, it got passed. Okay, because it got passed because we had not do the validation. That's the reason passed. Oh, no, we had done the validation, so we'll have to clean it. Let's do the clean directly. If you want to package it, for example, this time let's do package. It failed because in output file, this is called a build file, it did not find any class file. So what we have to do, let's make the package dependence on compile. So now everything is dependent on each other. But now let's make init depends on the clean. So now you see that your package depend on the compile is depend on the init is depend on the clean. Okay. So which target you need to call if you want to compile everything? Any idea?
Just and.
No. Which target you have to
We
call here?
the default one.
Which one?
One thing we are missing here, the base directory.
Yeah, that is not compulsory, but it's good to add it actually. So the target, if you want to use only and, then you have to use this default target will be your package. So now if you do that and, first package will be delivered, and then again package is dependent on compile, then before package compile will happen, again compile is dependent on init, then first init will happen, init is dependent on clean, then first this will happen, then init, then compile, then package. Okay, so now you see that first clean, then init, then compile, then package, and this is the end of things. Okay, this is how we write the Apache ant. Make sense?
Yes.
Did you understood?
Yes.
Any questions?
Raj, I have one question. Here in your last class, you said tasks is also there in the build.xml, right? Tasks element.
Uh-huh.
In build.xml file,
Uh-huh.
task is also one of the element.
Okay. Yeah, task is not element. So let me put it in that way. Task is not element. These are the tasks basically.
Okay. I
Okay.
thought it is an element.
Okay. So task is one of the building blocks, and under the task you have these tasks. These are the tasks. These are the
Okay.
tasks. Okay. These are the tasks.
Okay.
These are the tasks. Okay, so these are tasks is a kind of number of, it has a number of tasks, and which you can use like element, but building blocks, we can say that building blocks. So you have a project, and under, so one build.xml can have only one project, but you can have a multiple target, you can have a multiple tasks, you can have a multiple properties like that. Okay, so few things you have to remember: project, property, target, and tasks. That's all. And if you know this, how to put it together, you can automate any build procedure. Any questions on this?
No.
Okay. Let me ask. Uh,
Raj, I just went through one of the tasks, that is file set.
okay.
What it does exactly? File
Okay.
set.
Suppose if you want to copy, suppose here in terms of copy dir, okay, you have a hell lot of files in particular the directory, but you want to copy only specific file, okay? Then you
Uh-huh.
can use the file set.
Okay.
Okay, file set include or exclude. You can exclude some file or include file also.
Okay. Okay. In file set, we can do both, including and excluding.
Yeah. So if you go to that, let me show you here. File set is not a task, basically it is a properties. So copy here, this is the properties. It should be file set here, this one, and this is the way you can use it. So as of now, see, copy this directory to directory, which one? File set stored directory. Here you can exclude. Here is a sample of excluding, and he somewhere should be including also. This is the resource. So here you can include, exclude anything. You can do that.
Okay.
Okay, and you have a hell lot of tasks. I would say spend one day actually, just go through that and read first line. You don't have to do the whole reading. Read the first line. It says compile a static source tree. That means it's compilation. Okay, similar way you have to do with any other as well. Okay, any questions on
Okay.
this?
No,
No.
it's fine.
Okay, so now it is time for few things which I had promised you. So let me